at Square Run. Last night, the payment technology company reported a seemingly mixed quarter, modest revenue beat coupled with surprise earnings loss. But wait a second. We know Square's clients have been obliterated by the pandemic and the lockdown. Seller gross payment volume was down 39% in April. And, of course, all this started in the middle of March. Yeah, I know it sounds grim at first, though. But then, and that caused the stock to get slammed in after hours trading. But then this morning, as the analyst coverage rolled in, Square stock turned positive, with the stock ultimately pole vaulting nearly 10% today, deservedly so. See, while the brick-and-mortar clients may be struggling, Square Cash, their peer-to-peer payment app, is on fire. April was the best month ever. Plus, with the economy reopening, well, you have to believe that last month was as bad as it gets for the core business. But don't take it from me. Let's dig deeper with Amrita Ahuja. She is the CFO of Square. Learn more about the quarter and where the company's headed. Amrita, welcome back to Mad Money.
Thanks so much for having me, Jim.
All right, so Amrita, I've been through the PPP process, and I have to tell you, I thought it was very daunting. And then I see that you helped a tremendous number of companies get their money rather quickly. So how'd you do it?
Jim, we were focused on taking the work off of our customers' plates so they can focus on running their businesses in this harrowing time. What we focused on doing was creating an application that was easy to understand. And for some of our customers, our Square Payroll customers in particular, we were even able to pre-populate many of the fields in the application. So again, we could make it as seamless a process as possible. And the result of that so far through this second round is that the SBA has approved over 45,000 applications and $520 million worth of loans to Square sellers. The average loan size at about $12,000, which is a fraction of the $200,000 average loan size from the first round of PPP. Clearly, we are fighting for the folks who don't have other options and who really need this cash flow to run their business.
Can I just add, fighting for the folks that we thought the program was designed for initially and is now working, and I'm glad that it is, but it's hard to negotiate. It's hard to navigate, and Square knew how to do it. This was also a quarter where I think that you have two ecosystems, and they've been very separate. And I know Jack Dorsey was on the call, but if you could describe to people how the ecosystems collided in a very positive way, I think it tells a lot of why I think Square's a great company.
We have two ecosystems, one that serves sellers, millions of small and medium-sized businesses across the U.S. and our 4 international markets to help them start, run, and grow their business. We also have an ecosystem that serves individuals called Cash App, which is a mobile app that helps people send, spend, store it, save, and now invest money. And you're right that we saw two different stories emerge over the past few months across our seller ecosystem and our Cash App ecosystem. While many of our sellers were hit very hard starting in mid-March with shelter in place, what we've seen is some stories of resilience and improvement in some of the trends over the past few weeks, as existing sellers have been able to adapt their business to contactless commerce through omni-channel products and services that we serve. As an example, our Square online store weekly GPV is up 5x what it was just weeks ago pre-COVID. Secondly, we've been able to attract new sellers because of the strength and diversity of our ecosystem on the seller side. And third of all, through the government stimulus efforts like the Paycheck Protection Program, which we've helped facilitate $500 million loans for, we've seen some sellers be able to get back on their feet. So while materially impacted by COVID, we're beginning to see improvement that we're encouraged by. On the Cash App side, where we have more than 24 million monthly active customers as of the end of 2019, we're seeing resilience in this time. We're seeing not only growth in top of funnel, where we set new milestones for net new transacting active customers in both March and April, but we're setting milestones in terms of product adoption across our debit card, the Cash Card, our investing products, equities, fractional investing, and Bitcoin investing, and our peer-to-peer products. And part of that is through how Cash App is participating in new forms of commerce and consumer giving that's taking place online and on social media. No. Whether it's online tipping or social giving, we're a part of the cultural conversation with Cash App.
Now, I had another question, but when people hear Bitcoin, they go crazy. So we got to go back a little bit on the tape. Tell us what you're doing Bitcoin, because you know that remains a fascination for many of our viewers.
For the past year and a half or so, we've enabled our customers to transact Bitcoin through the Cash App platform in a fairly seamless way. And then about 6 months ago, we launched a new product where customers can transact fractional equities. So you too can be an owner of Amazon or Berkshire Hathaway, these stocks that are often priced out from a dollar per share perspective to most of our communities. And so these services, through investing, whether Bitcoin or equities, really enable economic empowerment, which is what we're focused on for our customers.
Okay, one last question. Are you worried, as I am, with social distancing, or let's call it physical distancing, some restaurants in particular might not be able to make as much money to be able to stay their ground?
We are seeing stories of resilience. Of course, there are many customers out there who have been materially impacted by shelter in place and physical distancing. But we're also seeing stories of restaurants being able to pivot to become retail oriented, grocers, marketplaces, selling their wares online. And that's part of what we feel we can enable them to do. Because we serve verticals across a multitude of verticals, whether retail, food and beverage, or services, we have the unique capability to help them adapt to these changing times.
Well, I know a lot of small business people who swear by you guys, and I'm so glad you came on our show. Square had a really good quarter, and you're doing it by helping your clients. That's the way it should be. Thank you so much, Amrita. Great to see you. That's it, Amrita Ahuja. She is the CFO of Square, which had a remarkable quarter. Mad Money's back after the break.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @JimCramer on Twitter. Have a question? Tweet Kramer. #MadTweets. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.